comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I forgot to mention the other day on Saturday after work, I missed drinking on Saturday after work. We've got like 5 Irish guys working for us now, and 3 new Irish guys, and these guys pretty cool guys. And after work, we're all just standing around and they are just frothing for a beer. They're organising it. They're like, well, pints now. We'll go for some pints. And they're all organising it. And one of them's so keen. He's like, yeah, I think I saw a pub about 3 kilometres from here. We're in the middle of nowhere, by the way. There's no food or anything near us. So he's spotted a pub somewhere along the way, and he lives nowhere near where we're working, but they're just too frothing for a froth to wait till they get home. They're like, yeah, we'll just go there. I'll drive. And I was listening to them organize it, and I was so fucking jealous. I was also like offended that they weren't inviting me either. So I could say, sorry boys, I don't drink. Am I not cool enough anymore? I guess I am the old cunt. Who wants to drink with the old cunt? No one, obviously, especially the Irish boys. But I was listening in and God, it sounded good. They were just going to go to some shitty pub around the corner from work, have a few pints, make their way into the city, get changed. They were all going to meet up, and I don't know. I felt, fuck, that is a good way to end the week. The boys have deserved those beers for sure. I was like, no one can deny those Irish lads a fucking point. A fucking pint. I felt like saying, hey boys, I don't drink, but do you mind if I just come along and sit and watch you? I honestly felt like being part of it. But that's what happens when you take it too far. You don't get to have pints with the lads. Even the Filipino cunts, I wouldn't even mind getting dragged along to some karaoke and some shots with the Filipinos and some fucking deep fried fish. You know what I mean? But no, it's me and the Muslim guys. Me and the Muslim guys just hanging out. Prayers. I was listening to this thing the other day, and a Christian guy, a very Christian guy, was talking about Muslims. And he was sort of like getting prodded into saying something inflammatory about Muslims. And he actually said something quite profound, and it's been reverberating in my mind for quite some time, like 2 weeks now. He said this about Muslims. He's like, anyone who gets down on the ground and admits they're not God 5 times a day is no enemy of mine. He was actually talking about how Western society has lost religion and people have got like a God complex now. People believe that they're bigger than God, or they are gods. They can create and destroy and kill. And they believe they're invincible, and without a word of a lie. I was listening to this as I was driving home from work. At the moment he said people think they're invincible, I was doing 120 kilometers down the freeway in the fast lane, driving with my knee while I had a hot tea. A hot tea in a flask in one hand, and I had my protein shaker full of water in the other hand, and I was delicately trying to pour the cold water into the little opening of the flask to cool it down so I could drink the tea, just delicately watching the cold water go in to the tea flask as I'm flying down the fucking freeway driving with my knee. And I'm like, people do think they're fucking invincible, don't they? We really need to go back to religion. People have lost their fucking minds. And I stopped and I'm like, if I died now, I don't even want this tea that bad. It's 2 fucking shitty bags of fucking Tetley tea. Just yellow fucking cardboard at the end of a string. Tetley tea, no sugar in it either. I'm putting my life at risk for a sugarless, just brown, watery dirt tea. What kind of person would even think about doing that unless they thought they're invincible? And I was agreeing. I was like, people do think they're fucking invincible these days. People need to be humbled. Not me, obviously. I have learnt my lesson though. I put the cold water in now before I start driving. Although, today when I was driving home, I was doing 130 down the freeway, listening to Conceived in Liberty by Murray Rothbard. By the way, you're going to be hearing a lot more about Conceived in Liberty, and I'm going to pass them off as my own ideas. Anyway, I'm listening to how the original colonists of the US, like 70% of them died. It wasn't like you just rocked up to America and it was all sweet. We're just going to take over and dominate. Like the original settlers, I think there was 130 or 120 or something. A year later, there was 30 and there was no one replenishing it. One colony, I think it was the first one, completely disappeared. Like the people were never found. It wasn't just rock up. Anyway, I'm listening to that, doing 130, driving with my knee, opening pistachios, but it's a little bit more complex than just opening pistachios and eating them. I open them, I listen to the book, I'm nodding, and then I have to put the pistachio shells in the little rubbish bag next to me on the other seat, which just so happens to be an empty pistachio bag. And there's only a little opening, so I have to try and find that. That's with my left hand while getting pistachios from between my legs and driving with my knee and listening to Rothbard. People really need a reality check. People think they're invincible. It's crazy. Just get down on your knees and pray. Admit you're not God fucking once a day, all right? Anyway, that'll fucking do it for today, and I'll see you the fuck later.